Hi everyone, good morning. So first of all, I welcome you all to the demo session of data analysis. Myself Harish, and I am going to take this session for the next 1 hour of time and going to explain you the data analysis introduction part for you. So this session is going to be considered as the introduction to your data analysis course, which is the first free class we are offering for every one of you in this data analysis course. So as we promised, overall we have 3 free classes provided in this data analysis course, where we will be going to explain you in this class related to the introduction part of your data analysis course. And in the coming days, we are also going to provide you the remaining 2 free classes along with complete recording, the notes, and each and everything. So to get the recording of this session as well as the next 2 sessions as well, please do provide your email ID as well as your contact number in the chat window so that it will be easy for our team to get in touch with you. Okay, so you can just select your chat window there, select any host or co-host, and you can send your message. That will help us in getting in touch with you and provide you the course details and the recordings and everything. Okay, so let us get started. So I would like to start this session with my introduction first, and then I'll move forward to explain you the things. So myself, Harish, okay? The trainer name, the person I'm taking the session is Harish. So myself, Harish, and I have 9+ years of teaching experience and working as a data analyst. Currently, I am working as a lead data analyst in the skills of Databricks, PySpark, Python, SQL, Tableau, as well as Power BI. And I have a wide range of experience working on the projects from the domains of banking sector, financial sector, healthcare, and also in the telecommunication domain. And over the past 9+ years, I'm been into the teaching as well. While I'm working, parallelly, I am even teaching the students in this data analysis technology, which is same technology as I am working in that. So this particular teaching background, I have good experience teaching some thousands of students here in this data analysis in different subjects, mainly with more focus on the practical side of the knowledge. Okay, and here I have the experience handling the students coming from different types of domains. Majorly, I will also focus on eligibility criteria. This particular thing will explain you. Okay, so what is meant by eligibility criteria? Generally, when students are trying to learn some new course, there might be a lot of questions in the mind of the students will be having, like, what is this course? Is it suitable for me? I am from so and so background. Am I able to learn this data analysis? I'm completely coming from the non-technical background, or I am doing some work in the non-technical job. Is it possible for me to get a data analyst job which is in the IT sector without having any programming knowledge or technical knowledge? Can I able to learn this data analysis? Like lot of questions in the student's mind will be having, because we are also came from your position, so we know that kind of students mindset how it will be. So for that reason itself, I wanted to consider the eligibility criteria first of all, so that you can clear your minds with some doubts first of all. Okay, so who are all the students eligible to learn this data analysis course means, majorly I will categorize the students into 3 types: students who are freshers, and students who are having some career gap. So who are the freshers meant by? People who have completed your graduation maybe in the 2025 or 2024 or 2023, like that. Those students can be considered as a freshers. And people who have completed their graduation way before, like 2020 or 2014, 2010 or 2020, like different years before 3 years, those students can be categorized as the career gap students. And the students who are already working students, meaning either in the IT sector or in the non-IT sector, you might be working from past 2 years or 5 years or 10 years of time or 15 years of time. And one more category of student is people who are already in the final year of their graduation. Maybe you might be in the 3rd year or 4th year of your graduations. Those students I am also categorizing under freshers. So if you are from any one of this background, then you are eligible to learn this data analysis course. There is no kind of bias we have for freshers and experienced or career gap students. For every one of you, there are equal opportunities available for this data analyst background. You can even check that even in the job portals like Naukri or LinkedIn also. Are we having job opportunities if I am a fresher or if I am a experienced? Career gap students, you can either move to the fresher side or you can move to the already like an experienced persons. So that's the reason. Okay, so in this way you might be having a doubt, so that's the reason I wanted to clear that. First of all, each and every one of you are eligible to learn this data analysis course. And the next thing is about, okay sir, we are able to learn this data analysis, means we are eligible, but I don't have any programming knowledge. I'm coming from the pure non-technical background. I don't even know any single programming knowledge. Can I able to still learn it? Yes, you are able to learn this data analysis course even without having any technical knowledge, because the reason is, in our course, the course has been designed in such a way the contents are beginning from the basics from each and every subject. Okay, so one important point you need to learn here is no prerequisite knowledge is required to learn data analysis. I'm not sure about remaining places, but here in our institute we are going to start every subject from the pure basics onwards. Let it be any subject, let it be even Excel also, we will be going to start from the basics only, because each and every student is important for us. There might be some students who don't even know how to operate the Excel. That is also no problem, because we are here to teach you that also. So everything from the basics to advanced we are going to cover for you in this data analysis course. So that's the reason, even if you are a student who don't have any practical knowledge or who don't have any technical knowledge regarding this IT sector or anything, no problem, you people are eligible to learn this, because I'm going to make sure the contents will be delivered for you from the basics to advanced in the very practical way and in a very easy way. So I am using this term called as practical way so many times from the last few minutes, right? So what is meant by that is, I'm going to tell here one thing. As a person, we are all studied in the graduations, might be in the BTech or might be some normal degrees in the science background or mathematical background or arts background or MBA backgrounds, management side like this. So we are all used to do same way. Just if there is an exam, we used to study the questions and the concepts and we used to write down that exam. Maybe one day before you study or 10 days before you study, you used to just study that and we used to write the exam theoretically, and just that's it, we got the certificate. That is okay in the college days. But we are in now job hunt way, means if I want a job, what you will do in the job, you're not going to write exam in the job, right? You are needed to solve the real life scenarios. If a project is there, in that project that is going to solve the problems facing by the public, or what is there in that particular public, you're going to provide solutions for that. So that's the reason we are going to call, in our job we are not going to do any theoretical things, we need to apply the real time concepts. The application of the knowledge what you have will be tested in the interviews. That's the reason why I am focusing on the knowledge which is going to be getting in this particular course is going to be the practical knowledge, not the theoretical. Of course theoretical will be there, but that is not much needed for our job. We need more practical knowledge. If we have a practical knowledge, then we can able to get a job. So that practical knowledge we are going to provide you here. This course is completely designed in such a way the student should get a job ready data analyst by the end of this course. Whatever might be the background the student is coming from, the student will be a job ready, means you are ready to work as a data analyst in any type of a domain. In that manner we are going to transform you. That is the promise of this course. Okay, so this is about the small introduction things I wanted to provide for your uh, confidence purpose, I can say, because you might be with low of confidence having a lot of doubts, but I have cleared some doubts that you're having. Whatever might be the background, you are eligible, no prerequisite knowledge is needed, and I'm going to deliver you the complete practical knowledge in this data analysis, so that you can work as a data analyst in any type of a company on any type of a data. Okay, so that is what here I wanted to promise for you here. Okay, so this is about the introduction knowledge. Now let us start entering into our actual session. Now I have completely spent the time in explaining you the introduction part. Now let's enter into the actual name I have mentioned here. So what is agenda of this today's course is, I wanted to provide you the details related to what is data analysis, why we are using, where are we going to use it, and also related to the stuff of the skills needed, and what are the steps are we going to perform in any project of data analysis, general things. Okay, but these are important also to know when you are learning any course, right? So let us start with the 3 W's of data analysis. Okay, what are these 3 W's of data analysis means? I will say, first of all, what is data analysis? Why do we need to learn this data analysis? And why companies are using data analysis? Next thing is, where are we going to use this data analysis, the applications? Let us start with the first one. What is data analysis? Let us start with some simple definition. So I would like to explain this definition by separating the two words of data analysis. If you observe this data analysis as a term, there are two different words present in that. One is data and other one is what? Analysis. So what is generally meant by data? If you see there is some information present with you, then that can be considered as a data. Let me say I have some information related to the student who joined our demo session, their student names, the contact numbers of the students, the email address of the student, and the student, how the student approached our institute. Like this kind of details, if I gather, that is nothing but a data. Easily I can get some 100 people data today. Am I right? That is nothing but a data. Data means simply I can say data means I can say it's a information. And here I can say about analysis. What is generally meant by analysis? Analysis in the sense if you are examining or observing something deeply, we generally consider that as analysis. So what are we actually doing analysis means on this data? But especially if I wanted to write here, I can say examining or observing the things deeply. Okay, but if you combine both of these terms, what are the things you are going to examine or observe? The data itself is what I'm going to examine or observe much deeply to find out what is present in that particular data. So I can say a proper definition here is it is the process of analyzing the data to find the insights. Okay, to find what? Insights. So let us focus on this definition what I mentioned here. So I mentioned it's a process in the sense generally there are multiple steps involved. How many? In our data analysis it's a 5-step process. For what? I'm going to follow those 5 steps means for analyzing the data to find what? Insights is something I have written. What is meant by insights as a word means, you see, simple way I can say it is output of your data analysis. When you are examining or observing some information or data in a deep manner, you are going to find out some things from that. That is nothing but insight. And what is the other way I can able to define this means? I can consider this as findings, or I can consider this as unseen trends. What is meant by this unseen? The things which we can't able to see with our eyes, we can able to see that by using this analysis. That is the meaning of unseen trends. So here these are all things I can consider as the definition. It is the process of analyzing the data to find these insights. Now let us try to understand the important part of this one. Why do we need to use this data analysis? So why data analysis is used? This is a very important part. Try to focus. I'm going to consider this particular question to explain in two different perspectives. One is from the company's or any business perspective. Other one is from the student's perspective, from our side and from business side. Okay, what is that? I will explain you, because if I want to why we are using means why as a student I need to learn this data analysis and why the companies are using this data analysis. That is what is the explanation I'm going to provide with two different examples once again. So I am considering the case number 1 where the first example is related to the small retail shop. Okay, the first example is related to the small retail shop. Consider, you might have seen in your day-to-day life there will be so many small retail shops will be there in the house, right? In the households, so where they will be going to sell small items related to your day-to-day life need. Okay, so consider there is some retail shop is present in that. Daily the shop is going to open at 9 a.m. So the customers who are coming to that particular shop, they will be going to make some purchase, like say 10 rupees or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, whatever it might be. That shop owner is noting down how much of sales in that shop they're making on each and every customer. Suppose let's say the owner is noting down details like this. At 9 a.m. a customer came and made a purchase for 100 rupees. At 9:10 a.m. a customer came and brought so on so items. If you want, you can write down what are the items they brought. And the customer has made some 150 rupees at 9:30 a.m. There is another customer came and made some 50 rupees of sales. Like this, the shop owner has written the details until the 10 p.m. because at the 10 p.m. the shop will be closed. And let's say at last some customer came and made a sales for 100 rupees. Like this, the information from morning to evening, the shop opening times, everything, they have noted it on a piece of paper. So at the end of the day, with this particular data, whatever you have considered, this can be considered as a data. What is this data comprised of? At what time, how much of the sales happened, and each and every customer you are writing 1, 2, 3, so on up to, let's say it's 50. Okay, so overall, how many customers came to my shop today? By looking at it, I can say 50 customers came to my shop today. Okay, well and good. What is the total sales? What is the total sales I made today? If you are in that position, what you will do, you will take a simple calculator and you will add 100 plus 150 plus 50 plus so on up to 100. Let's say I made some 5,000 rupees of sales on that day. So what is the average sales? Means every customer, how much is average amount they're buying? So what is average sales? Total sales divided by how many customers came? 50 customers. What is it? 100 rupees. On an average, every customer is buying some 100 rupees in my shop on an average. Okay, and also I can say these are called as insights. Total sales, number of customers, average of sales, who made maximum sales on that day, who made minimum sales on that day. This information, if I find out, that is what we call insight here. That is what I told. Insight means output of data analysis. When you observe or examine something deeply, you're going to find something. That is what I'm calling it's a insight. Okay, so all this, if I wanted to find few more things, for example, let me say what is the total sales happened in the morning time, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. How much of sales on the at that particular time, and from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. how much of sales we made, from 4 p.m. to let me say 10 p.m. how much of sales I made. I am segregating that sales. This 5,000 will be segregated. Let me say 1,000 rupees on the morning, 2,000 rupees on the morning, and 2,000 rupees in the evening time. Like this. Same 5,000 I am able to segregate. This kind of analysis can be made if I have this data. Just assume if the shop owner has not written this type of data, absolutely it is not possible to find out all these things. That is the power of the data. Okay, this is the first case. Here to make this entire analysis, let it be total sales or average sales or this, whatever I have asked, nobody needs any technical knowledge. You can do, or I can do, or anybody can do this type of analysis. Then you might think like, then why data analysis we are learning? I will tell you in the case number 2. Okay, case number 2, I am considering a company which is some big company like Zomato. Zomato as a company, I guess everybody know here what is Zomato will do. One business is, most important business is food delivery. If I am a customer, if I open a Zomato app and if I select some food item from so and so restaurant and if I place an order, they are going to deliver that food item to the doorstep. That is what is the business of Zomato, main business. Now, let us try to understand with respect to this company, our data analysis importance. So the Zomato also going to store the data of their day-to-day orders, just like how this shop owner is writing down all the details. Zomato also will store the details related to the food orders they are getting. Suppose if I place a food order, what type of details they will store? Let's say for my order, they will provide some order ID. Okay, they will store with that order ID. Customer who placed that order, ID of the customer, name of the customer, which food item, which restaurant, and who is the delivery agent, how much of delivery time it has taken, about the payment details, right? All these kind of details they are going to store regarding your one single food order if you place, but they can't able to write down the data on a piece of paper, right? Because they're getting large amounts of order. By the time you write 10 orders, there will be another 100 orders waiting for you. How can we write it? It's not possible. Then where is the data getting stored? In the laptops also I can't able to store. The reason is laptop can be comprised of maximum 2 TB. So, you know how many orders Zomato will get one day? On an average, 8 lakhs of orders per day Zomato will get. These many orders, who will sit and type per every day? Unnecessary employee cost, right? So, that's the reason why we got into the databases, right? We got into the servers, we got into some cloud, technical things are started coming out, right? So these are the places where I am storing my large amount of data. Here hardly how many, 50 customers, so no need to have all these. You can simply make a note of it on a piece of paper and do the manual with a mobile calculator. I can calculate what is 100 plus 150 plus 50 plus so on. But are you able to do the same thing of 8 lakhs of orders per day? Can you sit and calculate? It's not at all possible. Is it possible to tell you what is average sales? Do the calculation, all orders divided by 8 lakhs. It is not possible to do the manual calculation. That's the reason why we need our technical skills. Let it be SQL, let it be Python, let it be Power BI, whatever it might be. I need some skills which are technical to analyze the data that is being stored in these kind of online places. So that's the need why, as a student perspective, we are learning the skills of data analysis. What are the skills we'll see? Of course, you might know already what are the skills we are going to teach, but let me cover in the end. So I need some technical skill set to analyze my data. That is a need for the analysis. So from the company's perspective, why the data is getting stored? Why this data is stored? Why this data is stored? Even though they know it's a very, very large amount of data, 8 lakhs of data, what they are going to do with this? That's the question we need to understand. So this data is a very, very crucial thing in the current world. Whichever the company you take, you will also understand why data analysis is having such a demand means data is a very crucial asset in the entire world for every company. With that data only, they are reshaping their business and they are improving their business. Okay, what is that meaning? Data is like a fuel for the companies. Just like for a vehicle to move forward, how a diesel or a petrol is needed for a company to move forward and improve themselves, that data is like a petrol or a diesel for them. So this data, they are going to perform analysis. Who are going to perform this analysis? We, the data analysts. We are going to perform the analysis upon this data. Whatever might be the company you take, this analysis you are going to perform means what are you going to find? I told insights you are going to find. I told. So you are going to find out what? Insights. So these insights I am going to be used in the company to make some decisions for decision making purpose. I will tell a simple example. What type of decision are we going to make by using this analysis? Simple reason I'll tell you. See, with respect to Zomato itself. So Zomato is making this much of sales per day. I told. So consider last 30 days. So 30 days in the sense you can observe 1 into 8 lakhs. It will be how much of data? Very very big amount of millions of data. Consider that you have some 100 million data. Means 1 crore rows. 100 million in the sense same way, right? 1 million is 10 lakhs. Okay, consider this 100 million of data you are trying to analyze. So this particular data, when you are analyzing, you came to know from last 30 days in each and every city how much of sales I am getting for the lunch from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the time of 12 to 3 p.m. 12 to 3 p.m. in each and every city. Let it be Hyderabad, let it be Kolkata, let it be Delhi, let it be Pune, let it be Mumbai. In these cities, how much of sales happening? You are trying to find out. So after finding out, there might be one city which is performing very less when you compare to the previous month. Maybe you are finding out this for November month. You also have a data for the October month here. Same to 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. in every city, how much of sales happening. So by comparing those, you might able to find few cities are performing much better than the previous month, but few cities might be there which are not performing better when compared to the previous month. You are going to target those cities. Okay, let's say in the Hyderabad, in the October month between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. we made some for example, simple example, I'll take 200 rupees. Okay, I know it's a very regular number, but let's say for example purpose 200 rupees. But when it comes to the November month, it was reduced to from 150. So there is a decrease in the sales. So they observe that sales are decreasing in the Hyderabad from last month to the November month in this 12 to 3 p.m. So they will try to focus on this particular city, why the sales are decreasing. Let us make some decision to improve the sales again for the Hyderabad. So that kind of decision, how can they know they need to focus on Hyderabad? Because of our analysis. If we are not performing analysis, this is not possible to know where you are lagging, and it is not possible if you do this entire thing if you don't have a data at all. That's the reason data, they're spending a lot of amount, some millions of dollars the companies are spending to store this data because of improving their business by using those data analysis insights. From the company's perspective, the data analysis is needed to make some better decision and improve their business to get the growth. Using these decisions, what will happen? The growth for the company will come. When I say growth, it can be more sales, more profit, more customers, whatever it might be, the growth of the company they want, they can able to achieve it by using these data analysis insights. From the company's side, I told why data analysis is needed. Now let us speak in terms of our scenario, which is we need a job. What is the target of this course? You are expecting is to get a job. Nobody will join for fun, right? Each and every one of us, we need a job here. That is the ultimate aim. To get a job, we need to go with some course which can give the job very much easily. Let it be practical. Everybody want a job for what? To earn some money, to earn some money, to get some salary. So to get that particular job, how much easily we can get a job, we are going to focus. Easy way we are going to think. And other thing is career growth is another thing. As a student, we need to focus career growth and good salary and some easy way to get the job. These are the general points everybody mind will be having. So if a course can give you all these three, we will learn that course. I am suggesting this data analysis is that kind of a course which can give you the job, very easy way to learn and with a good career growth, and also learning is very much easy and lot of opportunities are there in the market. Good demand, this is the most important thing for anywhere to get a job easily. Demand should be there for that course. If you learn some XYZ course today thinking it's a very easy one, and after 2 years they're saying there is no demand for that, again you need to go and sit in some other institute and learn some latest technology. There the problem is you are need to again pay some amount to learn the course, and again you need to spend the time also. But I am saying this data analysis course, if you can learn here, you no need to again go ahead to spend some money in learning some new technologies later point of time. Shifting again different separately from this data analysis is no more needed in your career, because data is the primary thing in every companies they are spending about. And with the reach of artificial intelligence, even if you take artificial intelligence rise also, every company they need the artificial intelligence to use if I have a data. If you take ChatGPT, how ChatGPT is answering the questions you're asking based on the data it is having. If data is not there, how a ChatGPT can answer? It's not possible. So data is a primary thing. There is no kind of alternate for data. If you are in the data domain, you can consider you are in the safest career path. So I am suggesting you data analysis is one of the safest career path in the IT industry currently, which there is no alternate present in the market. No alternate can come also. And learning the things are very much easy. I guess you understood the demand is there for this data analysis a lot for a fresher or for a experienced person or whatever might be the background you students are coming from. If you have the knowledge about data analysis, that is sufficient. So you're having a lot of demand. Learning the skills is easy. Why? You go and check in so many kind of courses in the IT industry which are having good career growth. I'm saying not random courses. Data analysis is the one which have good demand with the learning easy because it is having less amount of programming knowledge involved. No other course is having as less as this data analysis. Programming knowledge is very less used in this data analysis. Even though we can learn this data analysis without having any programming knowledge, we can hardly say 20 to 30% will be there in the programming. Remaining things are without programming only we can able to solve it. That is the advantage of this data analysis. There is no such course present for you to handle in this manner in the current market. This data analysis is having very less amount of coding available. I'm not saying zero coding. I will not say zero coding. It is less amount. Less amount means there is some, but you don't need to worry about that. There is very easy way. You don't need to worry about looking at any programming things. I will tell you why it is in the coming time. But this is having good career growth. Learning is very much simple. Good amount of opportunities are there in the market. All these things are making a person go for this data analyst as a career path to enter into the job very much easily. When you have more amount of demand for the job, more companies will hire the persons. So you will get more chances to get into the job. When you learn a skill which is not having a demand, you need to wait for a lot of time to get a job. That's not a acceptable thing, right? We need a job as quickly as possible means try to learn the skill which is in demand and which is easy to learn. That is the ultimate path, I can say. Data analysis, that is the only alternate we are having. Okay, that's the reason why we are learning data analysis. From the student perspective, from a student our side, why we are learning or why do we need to learn, I explained. From the company standpoint, why they are using data analysis also explained by using two different examples. Okay, so let me remove all this one. Let me remove this one. Let's now try to write a simple statement. Why we need to write learn this is the company standpoint. I will say businesses or companies are using the analysis, the data analysis insights to make to make better decisions, which will help the which will help the business to grow. Okay, if you want to make a better decisions, you need the data, what your business is working on, and that data I will analyze it. Those insights are used by the companies in making the decisions. In turn, the company's growth will be improved. That is the reason. Okay, now let us focus on the third W, where data analysis is used. I can't say which companies are not using, because nowadays everywhere data is there. But let us categorize few companies based on the work they do. Okay, starting with e-commerce. That's a very biggest domain in the market, guys. Every company you take in the e-commerce. Okay, some examples: Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart, like so many biggest market e-commerce giants in the world. And some quick commerce companies, it can be Zepto, Blinkit, Instamart, or food delivery apps like Zomato, and online shopping platforms like Azio, Mintra, Misho. And we can consider online ride booking apps like Uber, Rapido, like this kind of very biggest companies. All of these are going to have in your day-to-day life. Today, until now, you might have used one of these apps. Most of the people, not everybody, I can't say. Some of you might have gone and visited these apps today, or at least in the last 7 days. Definitely, most of the 90% of you might have used at least one of these app in the last 90 days. If you are using it, make sure your data is getting stored in that. How you are using that data? Suppose you have placed a food order in the Zomato, your data is there. You have ordered any food, like any placed any online shopping in the Amazon, your data will be there. Have you booked any ride in the Uber or Rapido? Your data might be there. Your data, in the sense, I'm not saying any wrong data, guys. I mean to say how you are using their app, that amount of data. Okay, and let us consider the next type of domain, banking domain. This, I guess, every day we will use. You'll go and buy some 10 rupees and you'll do Phone Pay or Google Pay, right? That is nothing but what? You are making some bank transaction that is going to be stored in the background. You might think like why they are going to store. Suppose you made some 10 rupees of payment in the some using some UPI app. Suppose let's say you paid the amount, but that amount has not reached the receiver. What you will do? You'll simply raise a request, right? Yeah, I have done this transaction, but that does not happen. So quickly the customer care will come and they'll solve it, your issue. But how they are going to know about your transaction? Because whatever the transaction you make, some ID will be generated, transaction ID. That data will be stored in the background. In the end of the month, these UPI apps will know how much of money transactions are happening in every place, how many, through which bank most of the transactions are happening in the UPI apps. Like a lot of things. If I go and sit and tell all this, it will take a lot of time. I can't even sufficient 1 hour or 2 hours of time also. Let me move quickly. Okay, try to understand the essence of this. That is what is my try. I'm trying to make you understand. Okay, so the banking industries, and you can take any bank for that comes SBI, HDFC, or ICICI Bank, or any other international banks, or insurance related companies, or financial companies which are non-banking financial services, right? And we can consider in the hospitals. Let it be in the billing cycle management. Let it be in the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, let it be in the industries of sports and games. Sports and games, you might think like, why do we use? Really, guys, this is a very big market in the data analysis also. Sports and games, you take a simple cricket as an example. I guess most of you know about IPL, right? Or any other tournaments or domestic crickets teams. You can consider every team is going to have some analyst. They are going to analyze the players performance and helping them in improving their gameplay. You, when you're watching the cricket match on the TV also, you might see a lot of analysis they are going to make. A simple example I will tell you. Suppose you are watching an IPL match and you have missed first 6 overs of match by the time you switched on the TV. Do you know, in remember in the between they will show some visualizations like this. Okay, so on so over. how many runs they scored, like these bar charts. This is nothing but the type of analysis we are making, right? The graph you can just ignore, guys. My drawing is bad. Okay, so by looking at this, what you can say, more amount of runs scored in this fourth over. Okay, there is a wicket fell in this third, say sixth and sorry, second and fifth over. Let's say score is 60 for 2 in after 6 overs. What you will say, okay, in every over, how much of runs scored you can able to understand in this graph. Where is the highest number of runs are happening? In which overs the wickets has been fallen, right? What is this actually? You are understanding the match without even seeing that. You no need to see the complete 6 overs of match to understand this result. Just by looking at this graph, you are in a position to know what just happened in the match from the last 6 overs. The historical, what is the term I'm using? Past or historical data. Last 6 overs. You watching this match in the eighth over. What happened in the last few overs that is historical or past can be able to easily understandable for you by looking at these graphs. Who are going to do this? Data analyst. Or let me say, you have might have watched some IPL. I don't know how many of your much a cricket fans, because these examples might not be easy for you to understand if you're not a cricket fan. I will leave it. I will stop it up to here. Okay, I will continue with the next examples. I'm spending a lot of time in every place. Let me move forward. In the sports, we are using this data analysis, and I can tell you the industries related to the telecommunication, let it be stock markets, okay, let it be stock markets, and let it be in the manufacturing industries, let it be education related companies, edutech companies, and it can be the agriculture or wherever you take. Of course, I have not mentioned any IT industries. All of them will be definitely working on data analysis if these types of companies are using, because these companies only will give projects to those companies like Infosys or TCS or Wipro or Accenture or Deloitte, whatever might be. All of these companies are definitely going to be part of it. So that much of demand this data analysis is having. You see in our day-to-day life around you, just think for 5 minutes of time, you will know in which are all the places data is getting consumed and in which are all the places they are using that data analysis. So that much of demand we are having. So until now, I have completely spent the time in explaining you what the three W's of data analysis. I know I have taken more amount of time than expected, but I wanted you to completely understand this particular importance and impact of data analysis on our day-to-day life. A course in which you are learning, if you wanted to know the importance of that course, you need to see in your real-time life how this data analysis is used. So that is what I'm trying to explain you now from the past, I guess some 30 minutes of time. Now, let's move ourselves to understand what are the steps that are used in this data analysis project. Okay, so let me explain you what are the steps involved in data analysis. Okay, guys, someone please check your mic. I guess maybe someone of you are on mute. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, I'm keeping on mute, guys. Okay. If any questions, I'll take in the end. Okay. Thank you so much. So what are the steps involved in data analysis? So I will spend some time in explaining this. I'll quickly go through this because we have less amount of time. I need to cover skills also. In the next class, I will again deeply explain you these steps. Okay. So the first step here we are going to do as a data analyst. I told you total 5 steps we are going to apply in this data analysis project. The first step is about understanding the business requirements. So what is this meant by? Suppose you are working on any project as a data analyst, we should first of all know what are my requirements. Like what step means what is the data I'm handling, who is the client, what is this project is about, and what type of analysis are we going to provide, and what are your roles and responsibilities in that project. Like this kind of general data we need to have it first of all with us. Because you might think why this step is having important means, of course it is having. If you don't know the requirements, we can't able to do any analysis. If you don't know what is the data you're going to handle, performing analysis is not possible. That's the reason it's a very general step and very simple one only, nothing to worry about it. Once you have got that basic understanding, then we are going to take our data. What is the data you need for our analysis to perform? That data you're going to collect it, or data gathering, or we can also call it as data extraction. Okay, what we're going to do? Data collection or gathering or extraction, meaning every client will have some data with them. Suppose as I mentioned, Zomato will store their business data, a bank will store their business data. And if I go for a hospital, their data will be different. Every company or a business, whatever the work they do or business they do, based on that data only they are going to store. For example, a Zomato company you take, they can't able to store what are the orders you are placing in Amazon. It's not possible. If you go for a Amazon, it is not possible for Amazon to store the bank transactions you are performing in any other place. So what is the statement I can say from here is every business will store a data according to the work they do, according to the way they are going to work on. That is the data collection or gathering or extraction. And the next thing is about performing the data cleaning or data transformations. Okay, data cleaning or data transformations, this is very important step in this entire workflow, because I will tell you why. If you can learn these data cleaning or transformations well, we can able to apply for the positions of data engineering, data analyst, even data scientist also, even though you don't have machine learning knowledge. That's the reason why this course will open up a lot of opportunities for you, not just a data analyst. You can go for a Power BI developer, you can go for a ETL developer, you can go for a data engineer, you can go for a data scientist, you can go for a business analyst, you can go for business intelligence developer. Like different roles will be going to open up. You can learn anything when you can learn this data analysis. I'll tell you how much of dependency or why that dependency is there. Now I will tell you why this data cleaning is needed, then I will go for the next step. When you have a lot of amount of data with you, you can't able to directly perform analysis after getting it. Suppose in the second step, what I told you, are going to get the data. I told we are going to extract the data for which you are going to perform analysis. Then why can't we directly do analysis if we have a data? Why do we need this step? And yet I'm again saying it's a very important means the data which you have collected, always that might be having some inconsistencies, some missing values, some
చెప్పు.
duplicate data. This kind of lot of things will be there in your data. So that's the reason we need to perform cleaning. If you don't perform cleaning and you directly go ahead and perform analysis upon that unclean data, we are going to get the wrong results. So to get the correct results only, I'm going to do the data cleaning, and it's a very important step, as I mentioned. Okay. So once you perform the data cleaning and transformations, then what is the next thing we are going to do? The data visualization or our main analysis step, or you can also consider as a EDA. What is meant by EDA means exploratory data analysis. You're simply going to explore the data and perform analysis. That's the what is the difference, means the way you are going to call exploratory data analysis. Either you can use data visualization, that's absolutely fine. I will focus on data visualization. What is it meant by means you are going to represent your data in the form of charts and graphs. As I mentioned in the previous example, if I take a sports, there is a small graph I have drawn and explained you what happened in the last few overs. That is nothing but what? A visual or a bar chart explaining you what happened in the previous. Without looking at your tabular amount of data, you are simply showing that data in terms of charts and graphs. That is very easy for you to understand and compare the other things. Suppose with the same information, suppose first over these many runs, second over these many runs, third over, fourth over, fifth over, like this, if I note some numbers, okay, some note down these types of numbers, you can't able to easily understand. But instead, if I show the same amount of data in these types of charts and graphs, which is having highest amount of runs, which is having lowest amount of runs, easily we can able to identify. That is the power of data visualization. Representing this type of data in the form of these visuals and charts or graphs is what we call data visualization. In a simple manner, if I wanted to explain in one statement, I can say data visualization is nothing but the graphical representation of data. Okay, what is it? Graphical representation of data by using bar chart, line chart, pie chart, these types of very basic charts and graphs you might have seen in your real-time life. So those types of charts and graphs you're going to represent by using the skills like Power BI. We have Tableau to do this, like this kind of things. Okay, so that is what we call as what? Data visualization. Okay, once the visualizations are done, I mean to say your insights are ready, then those things you are going to share with the clients in the last step. What you're going to do? Share with the clients, or we can also consider this as data storytelling. What is it? Data storytelling means you're going to tell a story regarding your data by explaining your insights with the help of the visualizations you have performed. This is what is the steps involved in data analysis. Okay, I have explained you these steps in a more theoretical way. I have not shown you practical way or by using some technical terminology. That way, that type of explanation I will make it in the next class. Okay, but for now I will explain you what are the skills we are going to teach you in this data analysis course. So we are going to teach you Excel, statistics, okay, SQL, Power BI or Tableau, as well as Python. So these are the skills I am going to teach you in this data analysis course. As I mentioned, from basics to advanced in each and every skill, I am going to explain you. Basics to advanced knowledge will be gained in each skill. Okay, with practical knowledge. I can say with practical knowledge. So this way, if you can learn this subject, even though you don't have any prerequisite knowledge, I mentioned you are able to learn this data analysis, right? Why? Because this is the reason. As I am going to start from basics, you can able to easily understand each and every skill set in a more easiest manner, and with a better application knowledge, you are going to gain it. So that's the reason why I have mentioned. And these particular skills I'm going to explain you here with 15 plus real-time projects. 15 plus real-time projects is going to be the target for our data analysis course for every student here. In this, for every subject, there will be a project for Excel, Python, SQL, Power BI, Tableau. Like for every skill set, there will be a project. How an integration is possible between the skills also, we'll explain in the end. Along with these projects, what I'm going to explain in the classroom, I'm also going to suggest the students with new data sets to try new projects. That is what we are going to combinedly make here 15 plus real-time projects. These projects you can place in your resume. You can show it as your data analyst experience if you want. Even though you have a career gap, these types of projects will be helpful for the your career perspective related to the gap you are having. Even if you are a fresher, it will be really helpful if you have these types of projects. Even if you are an experienced person, whatever the experience you have, the same experience you can show as you are working on these projects in your company and switch as an experienced data analyst with getting better packages. So how can we do that for different category of students? I will help out. Freshers, how can we explain these projects and benefit from this? For career gap students, how can we benefit from these projects and explain this in the resume? For people who are having experience, how can we use these projects and go ahead with your resumes and get a jobs? I will explain that. Every category of students, these projects will be beneficial for you. Okay, and also here, along with these things, a lot of data sets we are going to share with each and every one of you. The data sets from different businesses, like I mentioned, right? Different businesses here, from all these different types of domains. The data sets I'm going to share with you for the practice purpose, and even projects also in the same manner we are going to cover. And along with that, day-to-day notes, whatever I'm writing in the notepad, this type of notes on everyday class I'm going to share with you. And along with this, I'm going to also share the materials. What is meant by material and notes difference means, suppose there is a subject called as Excel. I'm going to daily write down few notes related to my explanation, but more practical, or let me say textbook defined definitions if you want. For that, I'm going to provide you the reference material. For example, just have a look at our SQL, the material which we are going to share for the students. You can see this is been prepared by me, and you can see the contents. It's just like a textbook, right? It's just like textbook. Every day we are going to share with the, I mean to say not every day, in the end of the course, this kind of material will be shared. Notes will be shared on the day-to-day basis. How the notes and recordings will be shared, I'll show you. Okay. So important thing is recordings. Even if you miss any day class, no problem. You're not going to miss anything because recording will be there with you on the day-to-day basis. Notes, recordings, the data sets, the software installations, whatever are there, everything we are going to share with the students. Just have a look at it, how we are going to share our students the recordings and all everything. This is one batch of the SQL classes for data analysis. You can see assignments, separately data sets. project details, the SQL notes. I told you, right? This is the day-to-day notes. You can see every day on the notepad how we are going to write it. I am going to share with each and every student on the day-to-day basis, right? So this is how. This is a notepad. This general notepad. Apart from that, you can see in the end we are going to share the complete SQL notes, the installation guide for every subject. I mean to say for SQL. For Python, separate it will be like the project details, the recordings of the class on day-to-day basis. Every day, this way the students are going to get the access, and for these recordings we are going to provide view access. You can able to have that access for close to 1 to 2 years of time. We are going to provide you the access for the recordings. That view access will be provided for all the recordings for each and every student. And here along with this, you can also see in that particular place I have assignments being shared with each and every student for the practice purpose, and also even exams also we are going to conduct for the students. Okay, exams will help the student in understanding how much they're learning and how where they can improve. That for that purpose only, it is not just for giving any rank for the students here, right? That is only for the student purpose. They can understand and they can analyze themselves. Okay, where I'm standing, where is the mistakes I'm committing, where I can improve myself. In that way these exams will help you out. Okay, and here I'm going to provide you the resume building classes. So resume building classes, in the sense it will have the how to prepare a resume, how to add the projects, how to explain the projects, those all things, and even the social networking classes. Even for that also I can show you. You can see this is our recently batches which are going for the profile building class, where I have some resume building classes, the social networking class. Social networking in the sense nothing but how to create the LinkedIn Naukri profiles, how to apply the jobs in that, how to message the recruiters and help the get the some help for them. We call it as cold messaging. And network connections, how can you make it, job search strategy, how to make it, like all these things we are going to cover in the resume building classes. Okay, I simply mentioned resume building class, but everything will be there in that place. And also the important interview questions for every subject will be shared with every student, so that it will be easy for them to crack the interviews, and even how to attend the interviews and crack it. Also the mock interviews we are going to provide for every student. These mock interviews will be really handy. I will take the personal interview for each and every student. Okay, that interview will really help the student in understanding how my data analysis interviews are going to be, what type of questions can be expected. You will really, first of all, you will know that before going to the actual interview, these mock interviews will really help you get prepared for the actual job interviews. Okay, in those ways this will be helpful. And for the complete placement assistance, as I mentioned, with respect to the resume building, social networking classes, how to apply, the mock interviews, all these things of placement assistance, along with the opportunities from our institute side and the external opportunities, everything we are going to provide for the students until you get the job. This assistance will be there for you. And also the course completion certificate will be provided for the student, so that easily you can able to showcase your learning experience with others. And not just the course completion certificate, I am also suggesting the students to have some minimum required certifications, like the Microsoft Azure related certifications. If you have some cloud exposure, it will be much more beneficial for your job hunting, because if 100 people apply for a job, people who are having these types of certifications will be given more preference. So which types of certifications you can target? How can we attempt the, suppose to get this certification you need to write an exam. This certificate of course completion certificate we will provide you, that's not an issue. But the Azure related certifications, or AWS one, or Google or IBM ones, or whatever the big company certifications, if you want, you need to write an exam. And if you pass that exam, they will provide you the certificate. So those certifications will be having a very very high value. Which certifications you can target, how to get some discount in that exam fees and all, we will be going to guide you in this data analysis course. Okay, and related to the duration of this course, let me just explain quickly guys. Duration is going to be total 4 months of time. The classes will be daily from Monday to Friday, daily 1 hour of class, but on few days Saturdays also we'll be going to take some classes. Okay, Saturday also 1 hour of class. So this current batch which we are going to be taking the students into is evening time. We have 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. batch. This is in the online mode. We have a class 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is the class timing for the current batch, but we also have other batches as well in the coming days. The morning time batches, which have both offline as well as the online classes, both will be there morning 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And also same morning 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Also, we have other batch timings. Carefully observe what is the advantages we are providing for the students with respect to these timings. I will explain you, and some flexibilities what we are giving for the student. Let's say I am a student who joined in this 7 to 8 p.m. class. Actually, I wanted some offline classes, but there is online batch currently. Is it possible if I join in the 7 to 8 p.m. online? Is it okay for me to come for offline classes in the morning? Yes, it's absolutely possible. Here we have both offline as well as online. It's not that if you come and join in online mode, you only need to attend in online, or if you join in offline, daily I need to come for offline only. No, it's of student's choice. Few days you can join in the online mode, or few days you can come for the offline. For every students, the same content, same class, no difference will be there. Online people just attend in their home. Offline people will come to our institute. Remaining, no difference will be there in the classes. The materials we are sharing, everything. But offline people, I not discouraging any online here. Some students will feel offline is better way to learn. You are welcome here. Okay, and some people maybe because of the place they are living in or the job they are doing, it can't be possible for offline. You can join in the online, so it's of your choice. However you want, you can able to continue this. Currently we are having 7 to 8 p.m, but in the future we are also having 9 to 10 a.m also, 10 to 11 a.m also. That is one possibility. Now let me cover other points. Focus here, guys. This is important to understand the flexibilities we're providing for you here. Okay, let's say I am a student who joined in 7 to 8 p.m and attended some SQL classes, SQL classes. But I have completely attended the SQL classes, but I am thinking, okay, if I can learn this or listen to this classes second time, then I might improve my understanding. You are thinking, is it possible to attend the same SQL class one more time? Yes, it is possible. You can attend any skill any number of times. Maybe some students will understand by listening to the first time itself, but some students might feel if I listen for second time, it might be helpful for my revision purpose or my understanding will improve. Like that you might think, or sometimes you might miss some classes. You might not able to attend the live class, but you want to listen to the live class only for the second time. Are you going to allow us? Yes, we are going to allow. Any student can listen to any skill any number of times, that too in any batch. Let me say 7 to 8 p.m, we are having the students batch now. In later point of time, in the 9 to 10 a.m, we are starting so and so Python, or we are starting so and so Power BI. People who are interested, please come and attend 9 to 10 also. We will inform you every student. We will inform 9 to 10 class, 10 to 11 a.m class, 7 to 8 p.m class students. Everybody we will inform, and they will come and attend in that class and gain much extra confidence in that particular skill set. We'll inform every student every time we are starting a new batch in every timing. That way you can attend any skill any number of times in any batch, either in the offline or in the online. It's your choice. Okay, and the other advantages also we are having here. If I'm a student, I don't want to spend 4 months of time here. I don't have that much of time. I need to get a job as soon as possible by completing the course. Is it possible to complete the course in 2 months of time, or 2.5 or 3 months, like that? Yes, it is possible. So for that, you need to attend at least daily more than 1 hour of class. So let's say I'm a student who joined in this 7 to 8 p.m. class but wanted to complete the course in less amount of time. For that, what you need to do means evening 7 to 8 p.m. you attend, for example, SQL class. In the 10 to 11 a.m. in the coming days, we have Python getting started, guys. In the morning 10 to 11 a.m. you'll start Python after the Pongal. At the time, I'll inform everybody so and so 10 to 11 a.m. we are starting Python, so you can come and attend. So you will learn one subject in the 7 to 8 morning time. You learn Python so that you will learn daily two subjects, just like in the school days. You might think like, sir, are we able to? Is it possible to learn two subjects in one day? Are we not going to get confused? Just a general question students used to ask me when I say this point. See, guys, literally in the school we used to attend 6 or 7 subjects in one day. That too, no linkage also. One subject will be mathematics, suddenly social will come, and suddenly science will come, and suddenly English will come from nowhere, where there is no linkage between each and every subject. Still, you are able to learn at that small ages. Now think about yourself. You are in a mature mind. You can able to easily understand the skills. The two having some linkage and having some gap also. 7 to 8 p.m. you attend one more subject at 10 to 11. Complete the course in less amount of time, and go for the jobs. That is the other flexibility we're providing. For any of these things, we are not charging any extra amount. That is another thing you might think, like we might charge extra amounts for attending second time or attending multiple batches. No, nothing is there. No other extra amounts are being charged from any student. It is just the registration fees. You can attend with that any class, any number of times in any batch, and attend multiple subjects in multiple batches and complete the course in less amount of time. These are all the flexibilities we are providing for the students, because we know how much important the time for you is and this course for you is, because we came also from your same situation. When I am looking for a jobs, of course I got luckily in the campus placement itself way back in my graduation days, but later if a student is coming out of that, or if you are in the fourth year, you are in the need for the jobs. So definitely we need the time, very important, and the amount you're spending here needs to be completely worth it. You need to be more satisfied in the end of the course with the projects and the complete content. That kind of satisfaction we are going to get provide you for you all in this course, and the good trainer interaction will be provided for you. As I'm already working as a data analyst, I know I have explained you, right? I can provide you good amount of suggestions for you with respect to your career path. How can we go ahead and apply all these kind of suggestions in a better manner? I can explain than anybody, because in some places only they are trainers, that's it, they're not working professionals. They can only teach you what is subject of Python or what is SQL, like that. But here I can correlate that with your real time examples, how it is going to be helping in the projects in multiple scenarios. I can really help you in the real time basis as I'm working as a data analyst currently. Okay, so that is how these things are. So I know that today I have taken some extra 5 minutes of time, but still we are not yet covered few things. So what are the things we are still having pending means, I didn't explain the particular subject with respect to the steps in technical words, right? Technically I have not used any terms to explain the steps, and also why the importance of each and every skill. Why do we need to learn SQL? What is the importance of SQL? What is the importance of Power BI? Which softwares are we going to use? And also what is the time duration we are going to spend on each and every skill? I have not covered those points, I know that, because time constraint. So we cover those points in the next free class. As I mentioned, total 3 free classes we have. This is the first free class. In the second free class, that would be more technical manner, we are going to explain you this data analysis. Today it's all about giving you the basic idea by using some easy way to understand in the theoretical manner. But technical terminology I will be going to use in the second free class, which is going to be on the 5th of January. Okay, the not 5th, I guess. Wait a minute. Yep, it's on 5th of January on Monday. Freshly, we are going to start our batches on the new year. So we are providing some offers, initial offers for the students to register for the course. After first demo, if you register yourself for this course, which is going to be started on the 5th of January, you will get some extra offer in the registration fees as well. If you join after second free class, you will get some less percentage of discount. After third free class, some less percentage of discount. So if you join today, you will get more discount, and after second, some less discount than today, and after third free class, some more less discount than that. So that related to course fees and those discounts, our team will help you out. Okay, they will help you out in getting all those knowledge, how you are going to make the payments and those registration fees and all. But total for every one of you, we will provide 3 free classes, irrespective you are registering or not. We'll provide you 3 free classes. Later it's you can your decision, you can take it. Okay, but the discounts differences will be there. Just think about that. If you like the class today, you can register yourself. The complete contents will be definitely no problem will be there with respect to the contents and all. Okay, so think about it. And as I mentioned, if you're looking for offline classes, I'm not going to stop you if you want to come for morning classes. Even after paying the money today, tomorrow also once you come and sit in our classes, nobody will stop you. Okay, so that way we are providing both offline as well as online classes. Don't refrain yourself only coming in the online. Come to offline also if possible. Have a discussion with me, have good interaction, get to know more ideas and career path. If you are in need, definitely I'll help you with more happiness. Okay, so any doubts if you are having, you can please ask me now. And second free class is on 5th of January at evening time, same 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, I'm stopping up to here for today. I'm stopping the recording.